Hello again, friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to what is tonight the Friday show. Normally, this is the space we have for our members-only show on a Friday night, but we thought after the week it's been, we've got to go public, we've got to go out there, we've got to discuss with everything we've heard, thought, seen. But if you do want to get involved in our members-only show, be a member, and if you're not yet, head to YouTube, hit join, $4.99, cancel if you need to, etc. But all the T's and C's are there, and you get different perks. We've got members only show on Sunday morning, for example. We've got the Sunday show coming up after the game. That's for everybody. But we are live also tomorrow, match reaction. So if you're at the game and you want to come and share your thoughts on your football team, come to the statue, the Sir Ralph Ramsey statue, and get involved. And we can record with you and get your thoughts onto camera. But I'm joined by, as always, by Matt, and we are partnered by Match with Match Bingo and Stowmarket Osteopaths. Matt, good evening. It's been a whirlwind since Wednesday.
Yeah, I said to you before we come on, feels like we're in another dimension.
It does.
48 hours ago, I'm sat here moaning, no noise, no movements, no whispers, nothing in local media, nothing in the Athletic. Suddenly, Darnell Furlong opens the floodgates, and then what? I mean, that evening, wasn't it? You had to kind of stop mid-show, didn't you, and let me and Tux be on chatting, because there was this rumour floating around that Marcelino Nunez was joining from Norwich, and it seemed like April Fool's joke, but it wasn't.
No. It's been an absolute whirlwind since we started the Wednesday show. Let's be honest, a little bit. What's going on? What's the plan? As I think many people were, and then we ended the show with, not the confirmation, but a town set to sign, which is close you're going to get before the confirmation of Nunez from Norwich.
John Percy from the Telegraph. Whenever John tweets, legit.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mike, one of our YouTube members, says, "Evening, chaps, upper town. What a day." Josh, crazy 24 hours. Lee, evening all. What a 48 hours. Absolutely, Lee. It's been a whirlwind. And as always on these Friday shows, there's no real talking points as such. There's no rundown. There's no script. There's nothing like this. It's just a conversation on the week and the look and the weekend ahead. And I suppose you've got to start with what is the headline. I know there's been 3 signings, but it is the headline. That is, Nunez has joined from Norwich for a fee of, well, I've seen 2 fees mentioned, so I'll mention both right now, and the chat can tell me what they think is the correct fee: 7.5 million with add-ons or 10 million with add-ons. Either way, Town have spent money and sent it up the road to Norwich and brought back one of their best players, and cue what I'll call it a reaction.
Yeah, has been a reaction, hasn't it? Do you know what this has reminded me of? Because obviously we play them, what is it, October the 5th, 6th? Something like
4th.
that. So
is it 4th?
Oh, is it? I've got both dates wrong. Whatever the Sunday is, first week of October, isn't it?
4th.
Yeah. It reminds me of when Figo left Barcelona to Real Madrid.
It's the 5th.
And he returned to the Nou Camp. 2002, I think this was. He goes to take a corner. Someone lobbed a pig's head at him. I said to a few friends today, Nunez will never be able to step foot in Norfolk ever again without a police guard. They're that angry about it. I mean, some of it borders on theatre, doesn't it? But they're that angry about it. And, people don't like the video of him walking out Portman Road and all that kind of stuff. And, but I mean, it's like proper vitriol, isn't there? I mean, look, we said, didn't we?
Yeah, Andy Marshall. It's ridiculously over the top. Some of it is ridiculously over the top.
This is welcome to 2025 and social media. It is over the top. And it does. Look, he's stoic as hell, Nunez. No, he could walk.
That reaction video. Oh my days! The wink sent me. The wink sent me. I was watching it. I was like, "Wait, this is great." And then I thought, right, it's coming towards the end, and I'm starting to, as you do towards the end of the video, starting to disengage, and then the wink, and I was like, "Wind that back." Oh my days!
It's got the air of someone who could walk through a war zone, untouchable, like it was a summer day stroll. Do you know what I mean? It's that kind of vibe, isn't it? So that says everything about his mindset. We dig a bit deeper here. What's really going on? They're absolutely gutted. They've sold one of their best players to us. It makes business sense for them because he walks away at the end of the season, doesn't he, for nothing?
Don't bring rational thinking into this, Matthew.
No, exactly that. So they've cashed him in. The problem they've all got is they've cashed him into us. And as we said earlier, the last high-profile move, because it wasn't a transfer, was it? Move was Andy Marshall, and he come in, and he was like part of the furniture at Carrow Road.
But he weren't their best player.
No. And it didn't involve a fee either. I mean, you have to go back to the 80s. I don't know if Trevor Putney, Louis Donowa, even going back to like Clive Woods, Keith Burgess. I don't know. I'm going way back. I need Colin with me. to give us all the details. But there's been very, very few moves in the last 40 years that involve money. I know Liam Gibbs, didn't he, for a training compensation fee or something. But this is a first serious transfer, the biggest transfer between the two clubs in our histories. And they're gutted about it. I mean, look, you go over to talk Norwich City, and they're, the Reeve lads, they're quite mild mannered normally. I know that Chris winds people up, but Jack is generally sensible. Even he's seething. Just how much it's.
Did you see their stuff?
I like to dip in and see what they're doing.
Have you seen it over this transfer?
Yeah, I saw one with where they had Ben Bloom on, and I saw Jack just doing one to camera himself, and he kind of saying what we're saying here. It makes business sense. But it's not so early in the season after they had such a tremendous window as well. I think Jack actually says it on their show, didn't they? They were looking like a 9 out of 10 on their transfer window. We've sat here and said, and Colin's come on here and said, they've done really good business.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, the PR machine has been shot in the foot because they've done this with the town. What about Ashton shaking Nunez's hand? Welcome.
he knows it, doesn't he? Like, as a brilliant shot that of him shaking his hand, and he knows to it's just excellent. It's just excellent. It's really good. Really.
It was really good content. I mean, you got Danny Haynes has come out, hasn't he? We know he's got the history of the Canary Crush and all that stuff, and then kind of welcoming him in as the segue into that video. What this does, of course, is flips the narrative slightly, because what would have happened if when we played them in October, it would be 16 years since we beat them or whatever. Now the narrative is we've taken arguably your Josh Sargent aside, arguably your best player, and they're probably going to lose. Well, I mean, whether or not they lose Josh Sargent now, whether or not that money actually allows them to keep him, remains to be seen. But you put an offer on the table, doesn't matter who you are. If it's
ITFC Beard says, do you think he knows the gravity of the move? I mean, we've seen reaction videos from podcasters to ex players that are footballers. That makes sense, I think. Everyone's had an opinion on this one. Everybody.
I liked the one he did with Ben. If you've not watched that, everyone, with Ben Adams, Martin, and Ben, that's really good. What was it? How come he goes?
I haven't released it yet.
All right.
But no, spoil it away. No, drop little teasers in there because it's coming. It's coming.
It's a very good video. It's about 15 minutes. You'll all really enjoy it. Martin and Ben just chewing the fat over this Nunez signing. And then Martin goes on Twitter to see what a few old Norwich players are saying. He comes to Huckabee, goes, "I'm super relaxed," and you're like, "It's 10:37 at night, and you're tweeting about it. You're not relaxed." He should be out in bed with his oval scene, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely. Absolutely. I will be releasing it, so do keep your eyes and your ears peeled for it. But have you seen Hernandez's video today that's been doing the rounds?
Yeah, I mean, because he appears. I thought that was a joke. He appears on that Pinken chat, doesn't he? I've just thought it was a fan. You could do it and put I can't say his name, Hernandez, into the chat and pretend it's him, but it looked like it was probably a legit thing. He's done a thing to video. He was like, what was he saying? If I come across you, I'll break you. Do me a favor.
Is it if I play against you?
Yeah, I'll break you. You couldn't break a Kit Kat. He ain't even got a club. Chill out, man. Chill out. That doesn't help either, does it? You got ex-players not even connected to the club anymore coming out with stuff like that. So that doesn't help. I do agree, actually. Whoever said that in the comments, does Nunez actually understand the gravitas of moving between the two? Probably doesn't. He's not from here, from Chile. But I mean, look, that is a hotbed, with hothead ultras, where if you're moving between clubs there, get all sorts of vitriol. So he's probably used to it, to be honest with you. But maybe he doesn't quite understand the local culture of it. I don't know.
No, whether he does, whether he doesn't. The video today, you
love that wink, didn't you?
I love the wink. I love it. Frame it. James thought the Instagram video was provocative, unnecessarily provocative. Let the football do the talking up to a fifth. I'm delighted we got him. Don't get me wrong. Instagram video would that be the
I'd imagine that's probably the same. No, I'd imagine it'd be the same. I imagine it'd be the same thing, maybe cut slightly differently. Obviously, the frame size is different, isn't it, on Instagram? So it'd been the same cut, I would have thought. The same video, just cut slightly. But look, Ipswich having some fun with this. We've been in there. I hate to say it, but we've been in there. Other than the promotion to the Premier League, when it comes to head on the pitch, we've been in their shadow a little bit. And as you mentioned, when they say Ipswich, they put a 1 instead of the I and a 5 instead of the S. We've had nothing to go back on in like 20 odd years. and now we have. It's no different to what other clubs do. No different to what other clubs.
James isn't alone because Mike Liggins tweeted out, didn't he, today that he thought.
Well, look east, yeah.
Yeah, that he thought the video was incredibly ill-advised.
He's a Norwich fan, isn't he? They all are at Look East, I think.
I don't know if they all are at Look East, and I don't know if Mike is, but look, I can't see anything wrong with it. And I'm a Town fan. That's really.
Yeah, it's just because it's winding people up, but people get wound up easy, especially on X, which is why I'm not on there anymore.
Yeah, that's true. All right, moving it on. I did a great little video with Liam from the Spada Seconda show, who's also a
really
Zaragoza fan, on the other new signing, Ivan Esgli. What did you pick up from that video? I know you've seen it, and I hope those at home have seen it. If not, go and check it out. But what did you pick up on that video? Yeah,
really good. Really enjoyed that. Wasn't long enough. Only 12 minutes. Yeah, it was very good. Yeah, the Spanish Segundo podcast. Yeah, really good. Well, was that helpful? He was a Real Zaragoza fan, wasn't it? So he'd seen plenty of him over the last, whatever it was, 2-3 years. So the takeaway I took from that was we thought he was probably coming in to be a 9. That doesn't appear to be his role, which now seems to promote Akpom as maybe being head-to-head with Hurst for the 9. And Ivan is on either playing in any of the 3 positions behind the striker. And it sounds like his preference is to play on the left. Now, when he leaves Finnegene, Jack Clark, et al., I don't know, but that seems to be his go-to, and where he's had the most success and cutting into the box. Well, where does that leave Smodics, for example? Interesting, because we were saying on Wednesday's show, wasn't it, that if he wasn't going to play in the 10, you could have him on the left-hand side and cutting in, which is where he scored a lot of goals for Blackburn. But if Ivan is going to play there, then interesting. I mean, look, is it going to be the Tinker Man again, Ranieri all over again with McKenna? It's going to be forever changing that 3. I mean, he changed the whole 3 at Deepdale last week, didn't he? Subbed them all off. So that's going to be a really interesting look. But yeah, he's going to play in a slightly different role than I think what we all anticipated, judging what Liam had said. But I like how he said he's not that big at 5'10". Some of us dream of being 5'10", mine. But he rightly says he's only 22. He ain't coming in as some seasoned pro like Ivan Campo did when he come in or whatever. Or look, Pablo was young, wasn't he? I think we'd seen him in that 21 side when Spain beat England 4-0 at Villa Park. I think I'm right in saying that. So he was young when he come through. So we're going to have to give him a bit of an opportunity. He hasn't played a lot of football, has he? Because he moves from Zaragoza to Como, gets injured in the winter window just afterwards, and he's only started coming back now. He's actually been scoring goals for Como. So I'm amazed that deal got resurrected. We thought that was dead in the water.
Well, this is it, yeah. And there was, you say that the show wasn't long enough, and I thank you for that. And I hope those at home feel that as well, because there was quite a bit left on the cutting room floor. Actually, there was quite a bit of the conversation where I brought stuff out just to try and keep it nice and concise and keep it to the point. And we did mention Pablo in the video, and perhaps I should have left that bit in. But yeah.
It could be a lazy comparison, that, doesn't it? Just because they're from the same country doesn't mean that Pablo's got on the phone to Mark Ashton and McKenna.
It was more about young man coming across into, coming from Spain, where nobody has any expectation, as it were, because it's like, okay, we're getting this young player from Spain. Nobody quite knows what to expect. And then how Pablo then went into be what is a hero at this football club, still loved by, adored by, and this is now the opportunity for somebody new to step forward, who's a striker coming from Spain, and the chance to make it their own.
Deals, didn't he? He had deals on the table. I mean, look, Valencia was one with Carlos Corberan, and that was a deal he could have gone to. Getafe in Madrid. So look, he could have lived in two beautiful cities in better weather than what we've got this evening, but he's chosen to come in. So I mean, there's obviously something about the project. You love that, man. The project that has been sold to him, that he wants to be part of it. I mean, look, that's the appeal of Ipswich, right? Look, 48 hours ago, we were sitting here. If Ipswich got any appeal right now, we think we probably did. And then suddenly, like I said earlier, floodgates are open and people are jetting in from Europe.
And I was really interested to find, and I don't want to spoil it too much because it is on the platform, so do go and check it out. But the left, right, centre forward conversation with Liam, getting that insight from somebody who's seen him play, where he spent most of his appearances, or I think if not all of his appearances, I know he's made a few elsewhere, but have come for Zaragoza. So,
and he is on the left. If you watch some of the highlights of him, he is on the left. This didn't make the cut. Did you mention their massive goal nets at Real Zaragoza?
I didn't. No, I should have done. I completely forgot to mention that. I'll message him and say, my friend Matt, Q in between us gif.
Yeah. You can park a bus in them nets. Go into YouTube, everyone. Put Ivan on rails across, so you'll see what I'm talking about. Huge nets, massive.
They are huge. And of course, the third signing, and we hope not the last signing, is of course Darnell Furlong from West Brom, and your friend of more years than you probably care to say.
Decade plus. Yeah,
he was
long, wasn't he?
Yeah. How you for a decade plus? I'm struggling with half a decade.
Yeah.
Joking, of course, I'd be lost without you, Matthew. Yeah, Chris Hall was on the show Wednesday night, and he was giving us the insight and the latest on Darnell Furlong, and you know he's ready, Furlong, to almost start immediately, because obviously he's had a pre-season, he's been playing, and McKenna sort of said as much himself in the press conference. I can find the exact quote in a second if you need me to, but yeah, your thoughts on Furlong?
Yeah, I mean, I've spoken to Chris privately on this as well, and like he's really happy. He said it on the show, didn't he? He's happy with the fee. We probably have paid over the odds for him. Darnell Furlong, if you've been watching our summer shows, is a person I've mentioned twice in the last 2 years, just because I love that throw. And I know Chris was like a little bit, well, I mean, I like how you questioned him, didn't you? Oh, you're losing you've lost your captain. He was like, oh, well, he's only captained us for 3 or so games this season. I was sitting there watching it going, you mean all your games?
Yeah, exactly.
Other than the one he missed when he got sent off on the opening day. But that throw is fantastic. I mean, look, we've seen it against us when we went there and lost 2-0 at the Hawthorns the other season, and they scored directly from that. I think he threw that in there, and it caused us all sorts of carnage. Maybe went out for a corner and they scored from that.
Yeah.
Now we've got that in our arsenal. Fantastic. Because what we keep saying there, as you keep saying, Martin, set pieces, do nothing from them. Now you've got Nunez who can take a set piece, and now you've got with a free kick, which we found out to our own cost at Carrow Road a year or so ago, 18 months ago.
Well, the goalie helped him there, though. Let's not.
Halaki didn't do any favours. But and now you've got Furlong's going to be a danger in and around anywhere in their own half, actually, in the opposition half now with that throw. And like people used to think Knudsen had like a really good throw, didn't they? Well, did we ever score one goal from his throw ever? I think this is a real huge thing for us. People used to talk about like Delap's dad, didn't they? Rory Delap's throw. A lot of people would rather concede a corner than a throw. I ain't saying it's that kind of level, but it brings that kind of threat into play for us, which is we don't have at the moment. So brilliant, and I'm pleased. I mean, we have paid over the odds for someone who's nearly 30, I suppose. Premier League experience with West Brom and QPR. I think he'll be a solid defender for us. Chris says he's like a walking yellow card. I know he's got a red already. So
as I said, it's fitting well then, wouldn't he?
Picks up the Morsey mantle, doesn't they? Well, and with a Matasiwa as well. So now we're getting a little bit of bite. I mean, look, Nunez is a physical midfielder as well. So I mean, people always say, like Crunch used to say, "Oh, it's too nice." He still says it's too nice. Oh, it's too nice, Matt. Well, now you've got 3 signings there that can put the boot in.
Yeah, so. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. ITFC Zach asked, lads, do you think we're maybe signing too many players? Well, like we're not done yet, because obviously Sindravali Egeli is rumoured to be in town. We don't know. Yeah. I've seen a few pictures, but again,
it's not flying around, isn't it? There's one of them on a plane.
Yeah. Listen, this is a transfer I'm massively excited about. I have always said you mustn't put too much stock by YouTube compilation videos, because you can make any player look good. You know who I'm talking about when I say that.
Yeah, it's got to say for that.
Yeah, an ex-striker of ours. But I've watched them again and again, and I've not taken my own advice, Matt. I've fallen in love with YouTube compilation videos, and I'm really looking forward if we can get this one over the line. So
it's a really good. There's a really good video about 15, 16 minutes. That Jack Ward football podcast. He does a deep dive on Nunez. He does a deep dive on Egeli as well. So I mean, look, the take home from that, he's clearly coming in as probably the Amari replacement. I know we've already signed Casey McAteer. I mean, where does this leave Casey McAteer, right? I mean, we spent a decent wedge on him, more than we spent on Nunez. On Casey, right? But I mean, look, body's in the building. But yeah, Egeli seems to be able to play either left, down the middle, and on the right hand side. And I think right hand side is probably is where he'll play for us, because he's got a wand of a left foot, but he's got that kind of counter attack threat. He's quick. He can pick a pass. He'll shoot from distance, as does Nunez. I mean, that's the problem we've had with Jack Taylor, isn't it? Got a great shot on him. We've seen him score two really great goals against Portsmouth, I think it was, in the league, and then Wolves in that League Cup game.
Yeah.
Absolute rockets from outside the box. Don't see it enough from him. You're going to see that a lot, I think, from Nunez. I think nearly all these shots are from outside the box. You'll see that a lot, and I think you'll see a lot from Egeli as well. They ain't going to be shy in shooting from distance. And look, and as I said Wednesday, what do we always try to do? What was he even trying to do at Deepdale? Walk the ball in, the perfect goal, 500 odd passes. A little bit more. They'll give you a little bit more direction, I think. And look, Nunez threading in Egeli or Ivan on the left hand side. I mean, it's going to be fantastic. I think Nunez will be like a more athletic Magilton, the quarterback passing. I think that's what we're gonna. That's the vibe I'm
That's
getting.
what Beard called him on Wednesday's show, wasn't it? The quarterback of the team. That's why he was wearing his.
That's why he's wearing a Steelers style, right? Makes sense now. Yeah, I totally agree with that. That's 100% on the money. I think that's why he's been brought in. So you've got Matasiwa doing the mopping up, and then you've got Nunez next to him spraying the balls out. This is interesting, isn't it? Now, where does this leave Cahuste? Because people rightly were thinking in our own minds that it'd be Matasiwa and Cahuste. Now, I think this has changed the how it all lays out. I actually think now Cahuste is going to be seen as Matasiwa's backup. Because if you wind it back into the Premier League last season, he had not much attacking threat. And what I used to sit on this show, didn't I, and sit and go, he hardly ever crosses the halfway line. He's got no assists in him. He eventually scores, doesn't he, against Nottingham Forest, and still has my pass of the season if such an award exists against Bournemouth down at Dean Court.
It does now.
Yeah, for the Delap goal. Cahuste is not going to shift Nunez out of the side. So I think he'll be rotating around possibly with Matasiwa as the CDM. Because you've seen it last season already. I thought he had such a handbrake on last season. He was too defensive. Well, now he's shown that he can play that role. So he ain't going to shift Nunez out. Not a chance.
Aren't you simply going to manage their minutes? Because I think it's vastly overstated now, and probably a little bit incorrect about the injury record of Nunez. Looking at how many games he's played over the last 3 seasons, but I've not watched him week in, week out. So let's just take in that he's got an injury record, right?
Yeah.
Aren't you then going to? And you've got Jens Kariusz. You've already come into the season. All through the summer, it was, can he handle the rigors of the Championship? Can he do 3 games in a week? Well, now you don't have to. Now you've got the luxury where if you want to play Kariusz, you've got some quality that you all know there. If he comes out, you put in Nunez, you've got quality coming in there, and you can really manage their minutes to get the best out of them. Because it took until the Manchester United away week for us to get, was it 2 games in a week out of Kariusz?
Yeah.
There was a long period of season where people kept saying, why does he keep taking Kariusz off at like 75, 80, 70 minutes?
February Old Trafford, yeah.
So why would you not just use the squad you've got? And Ashton did say the depth, the squad is essential in the Championship. McKenna has said it. The club have said it. This is it playing out. This is what we were saying on Wednesday about what's the plan. You can only judge it at the end of the window. Because now if I'm sitting here and this is it, and let's just live in the world that it is it for a minute. This is the plan. You've got 2 quality players. They've both got these question marks in terms of their fitness, injury record, whatever.
Yep.
Well, you've got 2 quality players that you're going to manage the minutes of, and you're not going to have a drop-off in quality should one have to come out because you've got, 2 quality midfield players. That's a plan. I can get behind that plan, and I can really endorse and say, I like that plan, you see. So that's how I see it. I mean, I get what you're saying in terms of he could play that Matasiwa replacement.
We've been sitting there, haven't we, going, who's going to be the backup to Matasiwa? I think he's now in the building. I think it's going to be Cahuste. And he's unproved wrong. We signed someone before Monday.
I think we need to. I wouldn't want to. Has Jens Kariusz got those attributes to play?
He's a very good tackler of the ball. He's very good at intercepting. He's very good at breaking away. So he does bring those attributes. But I found him too. The reason I was not sold on him coming back was I found him too defensive. But it may make sense for him returning to play as to rotate around that role with Matasiwa. I mean, look what the other options in the building at the moment: Jack Taylor and Cameron Humphreys. And that's not gonna. It's not gonna happen. Well, I said Wednesday why we should have kept Luongo.
And I think Cam Humphreys needs to go on loan for me, regardless of.
I think he probably will. But I mean, is that the end of his career here, though?
No. I don't. Well, no. Not if you believe in the player, and as you said on before on this show, he reminds you of Matt Holland. He's going to be a future town captain, as you've said numerous times. And
I mean, he's great, lad. Yeah, he's fantastic. Yeah.
What he needs now, though, is a Championship loan, not a League One loan. He's done League One. He's got the player.
You're going to send him to Oxford, didn't you? That's where everyone goes. I'll send him down Oxford.
I don't really mind where he goes within the. I mean, Norwich need a midfield player now, but I don't really mind where he goes. That would mean something, would it? Is 7.5 million and one of our younger players back on loan?
Could you imagine?
That would have been really rubbish or something, wouldn't it?
In a world of Football Manager, that would probably happen, but maybe not quite in reality.
But without being tongue in cheek, I don't really mind where he goes. He just needs to be a championship loan now, because when he does return next year, let's see how a year at the championship level has done him.
We're promoted. Everyone's going, he's not a Premier League player. Do you know what I mean? So he's forever going to be in this cycle of not being quite what we want at that particular time, which you've always said. The development of the club has gone too quickly for his development as a player. That's just something they're going to have to manage, isn't it?
Because and the other side of it, Matt, is if you don't loan Cam Humphreys out, and you've got Jens Kajust, Nunez, Matasiwa, Jack Taylor, and Cam Humphreys, his development is going to be, it's going to be halted, because we're 4 games in now with the cup, and he's played 1 game. He's played 1 game out of 4. There's no more cup games now until January. You've then got 3 midfield players that you would think ahead of him in the pecking order, because Jack Taylor's played league minutes over him so far.
Yep.
Where's the games going to come from? You can't develop sat on a bench. You just can't. No. Or as last week's case, Matt, sat in the stands. Wasn't even Matchday squad.
Yeah. Well, that speaks volumes then, doesn't it?
But you can't develop sat in the stands.
No.
Has ever got better sat in the stands with me and you?
No, exactly.
They haven't.
No, I totally agree with you. Yeah, it's a conundrum, that one. But he's been now bypassed by Matasiwa, Nunez, and Coos. They're returning, so they're going to be your 3. I think are going to be sort of vying for starting spots, and then Jack Taylor may be there. Yeah, I mean, look, Cameron right now is 5th choice from 5.
At least as he came on against Southampton. I'll have to look how many minutes you got against Southampton, because
he came against Birmingham, didn't he? But you're talking just to see the game out at that point, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm talking actual minutes. I'm not talking minutes of the game. I'm talking,
actual impacts. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, no, I totally agree with you.
20 minutes maybe is the benchmark. 15, a minute where you're actually going to be proper minutes, as I would call them. Not just sort of last few minutes of a game. And they're important subs. The last few minutes of the game. Don't get me wrong. But you're not developing if you're playing 5 minutes 1 week, not playing for 4, playing 10. Like he did so well last season, you would hate to see that development stopped, because you want to keep hold of the player and just see what you've got. Like if you've
bench is feeling strong now, isn't it? Bench is feeling strong now. Now, I think once we've got through the international break, and as we said, you get through September, October. Actually, by the time we get to the Norwich game, most likely, that's like where I think everything will hopefully will come together for the shellacking.
Oh, we're back on that one, are we? We're back on that one. But then, of course, the other side of it again is, as Trevor says, wouldn't be surprised if Taylor departs. We know some players are going to have to leave the squad because of the size of it. If Jack Taylor does depart, then I'm not loaning Cam. Are you
selling Taylor, or are you loaning Taylor?
You're asking the wrong person.
Oh yeah, that's true. The president
president of the Jack Taylor Appreciation Society.
I think you've got to keep him. I personally think you've got to keep him around. You've seen what happens with our injuries. The last season we was all sitting there lamenting the fact that our squad was so weak, our bench was so weak because of the injuries. So it doesn't take much, does it? Certainly with 46 games, Tuesday, Saturday, Tuesday, don't take much of an injury.
James says Taylor to Norwich for 10 million.
A
lot of people saying sell in the chat. Look, some players are going to have to leave over the next 4 or 5 days because of the size of the squad. That is a given. But in terms of Egeli, which is where the conversation started,
got that. Egeli.
Right hand side, but he has got. I think he's got the actual attributes that you could eventually move him inside and develop him as a centre forward.
I'll tell you what, if you had Egeli and Casey McAteer bearing down on you, both quick players, and as Chris told us last week, McAteer's really beefed up and has got a bit of a presence about him on the wing. That's kind of formidable counter-attack. I think Ivan Esgli on the other side, and George Hurst there as well. I'd be very excited about our counter-attacking play. Chuba, that's what I'm saying. This now on paper, I said to Colin today, he texted me, I said, on paper, this is looking good. And on paper, what would we have all given our transfer window up until Wednesday, 7:59? Probably a D. And then suddenly it's sitting as an A, isn't it? Or an A-star. What's the best thing you can get? I never got A-star. Is it A-star? Whatever the top of the class is. That's where it sits at the moment. You're going to get blown away by this Egeli. Go and watch the Jack Ward breakdown. And really
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a great breakdown. The YouTube highlight clips are great. Everything you read about the player is great. The fee is a championship record fee if it's the one you've seen floated around online.
So 20 million plus is what we're talking here.
Yeah.
Is it going to be a club record fee, I wonder? We still don't know what that is, do we? That's still probably mythology, isn't it?
Shrouded in mystery now, isn't it?
It's going to be now, undisclosed. It's going to be in that ballpark, isn't it? I mean, I saw an article a while back where it said Newcastle had been linked with him, had been linked with the new Arjen Robben. And I went back and visited that. I was thinking, that's that kid. It was him. It was him. Of course, it's not in your awareness, is it? You don't register who it is. It was him. So, I mean, look, he's been on the radar. Well, he's going to be on the radar of Premier League clubs, but who knows? It could be like a Liam Delap thing. He comes in, that's like the new Haaland or whatever, and then suddenly he gets his move and off he goes. We'll just wait and see. But look, not that long ago, I think Matchday was getting linked to Liverpool maybe 2 seasons ago. So they're on the radar, aren't they? So, I mean, we've got the Brighton software, and thank God for it. It's opened up a whole new world to us.
Rax Matt says Egeli looks a big lad. I think it will be the rough in the diamond we're looking for. Give it a little bit of time though. Shane says Egeli will replace Amari. I think initially he certainly will. Owen says Egeli was playing striker in the youth setup. So look, options are always great. Talking of options, we've got various videos on the platform. We've got Survivor. If you play Survivor in last year, Survivor is back. If you've never played Survivor, go and check out the video on the platform called Survivor is back. It's a game. It's free. It's just where you got to choose a team every single week, but you can only choose one team only. And then you can never have them again. So choose the fixtures wisely. And of course, don't forget, we are partnered with Match Bingo. I'll be getting my cards ready for the weekend, Matt. But Match Bingo combine the excitement of live sport with the thrill of bingo. Your card has 15 random events from a live football match. I doubt it wouldn't have it on there anyway, but I doubt signing your rival's best player was one of them. And you watch them get marked off as the game unfolds. It's a brand new way to enjoy live football. You must be 18 or over. Terms and conditions apply. Please gamble responsibly. Visit begambleaware.org for more information. Links in the description or scan the QR code next to the Match Bingo logo on screen now. Match Bingo, combine the excitement of live sport with the thrill of bingo. Right.
Got to say, just Colin texted me this earlier. Very happy birthday to Colin's mum. In case you don't know, he's going to be 102 tomorrow.
102.
Unbelievable, isn't it? 102. I've never met a centurion before. So, Mrs. Plum, very happy birthday from me and the Gov. Wonderful.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. 102. Wow. Okay, turning the corner to tomorrow now. And we've got a scouting report video on the platform. I sat down with a Derby fan. I've been busy this week. Sat down with a Derby fan. And what are your thoughts on tomorrow then? We've got no new injury concerns.
Whole new squad.
A whole new squad.
Yeah.
We've got no new injury concerns. But is it now time for Town to sort of deliver on the pitch?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, look, they've got the fans excited now. That's what comes with free signings or full to follow in Egeli. So everyone's really excited now. Now we've got to deliver. And, we haven't been that far off in delivery. I know that the Birmingham game was disappointing for everyone. That was a very hard fixture to start with against a team with loads of momentum. We've been relegated from the Premier League. Won a game in God knows how long. You've gone into a furnace of St Andrews. Really difficult game. We made a defensive error. They go 1-up. We pulled that out of the fire with the penalty and got the draw there. So that was actually a very good point. And in Southampton, I thought we played pretty well, again, against promotion candidates. I keep saying that you've probably played 2 of the top 3 in the first 2 games. We get a draw there. Preston, we lose to the penalty. We didn't have a lot of shots on target particularly, but now we've got the Arsenal that's coming in and to help us with that, I think. We're pretty unlucky not to get a draw at Deepdale, in all honesty. You lose to a pen and, that's the only shot they had on target. It's all that Preston had.
But 15 shots, 11 outside the box. I think for me, that's the story there.
We struggled to break them down, didn't we? You said that Wednesday, didn't you?
Yeah, and I said it after the game last week as well. I think that's the story. I said on the members show Sunday morning. For me, that was the real story takeaway. You have 15 shots. That's a great little stat. You think, 15 shots, Town were really unlucky. When 11 of the 15 have come from outside the area, to me, that just sort of showcased that we really struggled to get the ball at a consistently quality rate.
Exactly. So what have you now got in the last week or the last 48 hours? You've got someone with a monster long throw, the biggest throw probably in the Football League. and you've got Nunez coming in, as we said earlier, who can be that quarterback. Then you get in Ivan Esgli up to match speed, Akpom up to match speed. Egeli will come in. Casey McAteer finding his feet at Portman Road, having spent his whole career as a primary school child at Leicester City. As I keep saying, end of September into October will be firing, I think. And hopefully we can do it tomorrow. We should be beating these. I said it Wednesday. We should be beating these 2-3-0, I think. This hope Philogene can start firing like he was in pre-season. He's getting missed out here. He was absolute fire in pre-season. So he can do the business.
And for those that have seen the scout report that I did with the Derby County fan, you'll know what I'm going to say here. For those that haven't, a little bit of a spoiler, but go and check out the rest of the video because there's lots more within the 20-25 minutes where we learn more about the opposition tomorrow. Is something they struggled with or have struggled with is pace and defending pace, particularly from the wings. So this could be a good day for a Jack Clark, a Jaden Philogene, one of our wingers who needs to get up and running, or a Bene, whoever, because all of our wingers currently really could do with something to get their season up and running. This could be a really good game for them. Because
they pay back three, don't they? They pay back three, of which Matt Clark, formerly of this parish, is in there. I mean, look, he's slower than an old tanker in the Mediterranean, isn't he? So I mean, they have got players that we can get in now. I think Danny Bart is the middle centre back. Is Sanderson on the right hand side? I think he's something like that. This is a team. Look, they narrowly avoided relegation last season. We should be going to town on these. But of course, Portman Road has not been the fortress, has it? No. We haven't won a game there since December in the league. So let's get that albatross from around our neck. Let's get that gone. Let's chalk up a really comfortable victory tomorrow. All the new players watching us from the stands, everyone get behind the side like they normally do at Portman Road.
But what we can't do is go behind early, because as he said on the show, on the scouting report show, we're going to. He thinks they're going to try and play for a point from the get-go. Yeah.
Take a point at Portman Road, why wouldn't you? That's what they wanted. But we got off to a really good start in Southampton, didn't we? Was one up in what, 5 minutes? Less than 5 minutes. And I said on Football Martin's Saints podcast, I said the worst case scenario is if you take the lead, especially after what had happened against Bromley and what have you. So let's hope we can get off to that really exciting start. Like I say, everything just feels nicely aligned now. Be a full house, new players watching, crowd are going to be pumped. Will they bring Nunez out to wave to the crowd? All that kind of stuff, just to get the crowd going, make it an occasion. Fireworks, the fire, all that. It's all nicely set up for a good win for us tomorrow. This could be the start of the season. I think.
Yeah, it could be. Let us know your score predictions in the chat. Beard says, I agree. I don't want to have to chase a game. Mike says 3-1. Mike D says, massive game tomorrow. Don't forget to come and see me after the game, Mike. Got a little something for you. Because he was our runner-up in the prediction league last season.
Oh, it's got a prize.
Our actual prediction league winner's prize is still it's taking a little bit more time.
We gave out medals one year, didn't we? I remember doing that at the statue. We gave out medals.
We tried to, but nobody came forward to collect them. We tried.
We go somehow, didn't we? Matt Stannard won one?
No, Matt Stannard was the architect behind it. He was the very kind.
Yeah, that's it.
Who put it all together and donated them. And
yeah.
Absolute legend, Matt Stannard. But I really struggled to get the people who had won to come and collect, if I remember rightly.
They didn't want a prize from it. They just wanted to take part.
Yes, they shunned the spotlight. No, not for me.
All have their prizes.
Yeah. ITFC Beard thinks tomorrow needs to be a statement game, provide the team with some oxygen.
There's a good point. Dominic makes there. Dominic Dean. Caden will probably score. I mean, look, now there you go. There's the difference in eras when Caden Jackson came in. That's all we could muster at a point.
Playing, for Derby.
No, he's off the bench, isn't he, I think? I mean, look, no, I used to quite like Caden. I remember that goal we got against Brentford, the 1-1, we had a little glancing header in the box. Remember that? That was a really good finish for someone who'd come through. Hadn't he won a competition or something to play for Swindon Supermarine? And that's how his career had started. So he's had a fantastic career. But he was of where the club was in that point, wasn't it? He come in from Paulhurst, didn't he? League 2, was it? From Accrington maybe into the Championship, and it just wasn't good enough, really. It kind of defines their era a little bit, doesn't it? And now here we are waxing lyrical about all these, the wonder kid coming in from Scandinavia, Ivan, Nunez from Norwich. I mean, we've got a totally different beast now,
Totally different.
Yeah.
And Joe, it could be a good day all round tomorrow. If my bingo cards with Match Bingo come in on the town game and we win, it could be a great afternoon.
What's going to upset you is this road closure around Portman Road. Do people know about it? They're closing all the roads around Portman Road for the head of kickoff or something. So you have to get to Portman Road early to pay your 15 quid, or travel sustainably. Park and ride it in.
What if you can't travel sustainably?
I know. Yeah, exactly that.
We're just not.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to,
you made a good point, though. You made a good point. Once that swimming pool's built, if you want to go swimming on a Saturday afternoon, you don't like football.
No chance.
You drive over there, can you?
Yeah, you got to sit there with all the car, all the football traffic.
Yeah.
I was really having a fun show until you mentioned that.
Sorry.
Why did you have to go there for? Why?
Just,
this is a show. No bounds.
What have I done here, everyone?
A lot of our shows, like I try. This might surprise a few people. I try and keep it professional for most of our shows. But the Friday show, because it's normally a members show, it's a lot more laid back, right? Not anything goes, but as close as you're going to get with me if anything goes. Yeah. Now you've sent cat on the pigeons.
We're putting out,
and there's some words I'm going to think about.
This is what we do at Talking Town. We put out a community notice in case you don't know. Roads are going to be shut. Google it. Oh, look, Ben Pringle. Now, Owen says from being on a contract for Ben Pringle to break in the championship transfer. I liked Ben Pringle. He used to play for Rotherham. He was a good player. But again, someone who just fitted the mould at that particular time. And now we're completely different to what we were last season as well. It was all doom and gloom. We're getting relegated and everyone had the arm.
I can't talk about Ben Pringle. You've got me in the mindset of thinking about councils now. And I'm trying to keep it all together while thinking about how bad we had it.
I've already bought my train ticket for tomorrow because I made the mistake on the Sunday game, the Southampton game. I thought, I'll just buy it on the day because it was like 20 quid or whatever. It went up to 30 on that Sunday.
So here's a question for you.
Didn't do the early bird, did I?
If I was to get the train, how would I get from the train station to the football ground?
Well, but it's the walk down, isn't it? That's the thing for you.
I can't walk that
far. It's the walk down, isn't it? Yeah, so that's the tricky thing. Yeah.
Because before the game's fine, because if you can get a bus or a taxi, whatever you want to do. But after the game, I've then got to sit around and wait because no transport can get through for half an hour, 45 minutes after the game. So the train I would get is going to leave. The next one after that's going to leave. Like, has anyone thought of that? No, of course they haven't thought of that. What am I talking about? Have they thought of it?
Beard's asking if I've got any more parking tickets. No, I've kept on top of that administration. Cruncher knocking at my door when he parked and going, "Do you know you got a parking ticket when you come out?" I was like, "What?" Yeah, never mind.
€5. Thank you very much, David. I really appreciate that. I appreciate it. But yes, the trial they're running to bring it back down to a more serious thing. A trial they're running. Is it the county council taking ownership of the?
Oh, maybe. This is what happens though, isn't it? You suddenly start getting interventions come in, which probably didn't need interventions to begin with. I mean, how long's we've all been going to the games for decades without too many issues in and around Portman Road, and it can never be more than 30,000 people there. There's no difference to other previous seasons, is it? But
no,
I don't know. Maybe it's a police thing. Maybe it's a policing issue around the stadium. I don't know. Let's wait and see what happens. But I'll be on the train anyway. So there we go.
Oh, good. I'll be on the train anyway, he says. I'll be at home while you're still sat in the car park, he says.
As long as I don't get stats happen. But remember, it was late and I had to sprint for the Newcastle game, pissing down with rain. I thought I can't miss the kickoff. And good job I didn't because Newcastle was run up in 24 seconds, wherever it was.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I hope you individually, just you, nobody else misses that train. All right. And then you got to wait half an hour doing nothing.
If I do miss the one, I think there's another one 6 minutes later. Oh. Yeah. Chelsea
think of me, won't you? Sat in a car park we're at home, fish and chip dinner, beer in hand, watching the football. Won't you? Think of me, think of dearest me in the NCP car park at Suffolk Road. I've been paid £15 for the privilege of it, by the way. Right? So I'm paying £15 for the privilege, and then I've got to sit there for another 45 minutes after all of you lot at home are at home.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's thought this through? Who's thought this through? Nobody.
I think we need to end the show now in case you start going on to some other topics that you want to moan about. It's been a good show. It's been positive. We've got new signings coming in. Let's leave it there.
Fine by me. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being with me. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all of that wonderful business. He's been Matthew Phillips. Thanks for putting the cat among the pigeons, Matt. Appreciate that towards the end of the show. Give the people at home their money's worth. Join us on Discord if you're a member. Join us tomorrow, Match Reaction Show. Be at the statue, the Sir Alf Ramsey statue. If you want to share your thoughts, you don't have to come on camera. You don't have to come on camera.
Come say hello.
You can just come and say hello. Many do. But if you do want to appear on camera for a few minutes and share what you've just seen inside Portman Road, you're more than welcome to do so. We're always looking for people to join us. But until then, hopefully Town win tomorrow. Matt, what was your score prediction? I've forgotten already.
Actually, I didn't do it tonight. Wednesday at Tux, I said 2-0, and I think I said Philogene to score first. So
are you revising it?
No, I'm going to stick with it.
Excellent. All right. Well, thanks for watching. Take care. All the best. God bless. Bye-bye.
You make me smile when I think of you. If I am down or when I am blue, I can't get enough. You make me happy, I feel so fine.
You've reached the end. You clearly like what you saw. So hit here to subscribe, here for more videos, and I'll catch you all very soon.